What's good? What's good? What's good with everybody? Welcome to Ready Tape. As y'all can see, we got week 3 for the Raiders, week 3 that is going up against the Dolphins. And man, we got a fun one because this is going to be probably the most competitive game so far. And really, we got to have a lot of matchups in this one because they potentially have some guys out there that we got to see what they could do as well. We'll hop into that soon, but we're going to head it and let some people roll in, man. I know we just started. So go ahead and let some people roll in just to see who's all in the house, man. I see a couple people in here already. Shout out to everybody that's pulled up so far. Appreciate y'all being here. But man, we got a real competitive one, and it's gonna be the best one yet, like I had said. So I'm gonna give it a minute, see who pulls up on us, man. Appreciate everybody that's gonna be here today. I'm super excited because really, I want to find out at this point who's going to be at what spot. And I feel like we should be able to know by this week. This week, we should know. We shouldn't be going into week 4, the preseason, guessing who the starters are going to be. You're not going to want to go into the week 4 of the preseason trying to find and scramble for free agents to be starters at that point. You know, it's kind of late to go and do that. So I think by this week, we should know who the starters are, as well as looking at this game and seeing who's going to be out there week 1 during the regular season. So this is going to be an interesting one, y'all. I see some people rolling up. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. If y'all can, as y'all get in here, y'all know what to do, man. Raid the like button, make a play, hit that subscribe button if y'all new here. Appreciate everybody that's pulling up, man. But we just getting started. Shout out to Robert Penna in the building, man. Pulled up super early. He said, salute Raider Tape, salute Raider Nation family. Let me know if I can get the thumbs up. Make sure the audio and the visual is clear. Make sure to get the audio and visual is clear. I've been working on that echo. You guys could probably slightly hear a little bit still, but I'm still working on that echo. Bear with me. I got to work on the ventilation or the circulation in this thing because it'd be warm up in here too, man. Let me tell you. What's good with it, man? Your bio dad. That good boy crazy. Stephen Williams in the building. What's up with you, man? Raider Wolf in the building. What's good with it, man? If y'all can't hit that like button. Raider Nation, what's up with it? Who has a game link? Dan says. If y'all can, make sure to drop a link in the chat to the game. Drop it down in the chat, and I will pin it to the top of the chat because I'm sure people are going to be asking where's the game link at? Who's going to be watching the game? Where at? Go ahead and drop a link if you guys have a solid link in the chat, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'll pin it. So then whoever asks, you guys can say, go look at the pinned comment above the comment section. So shout out to you, Dan, for pulling up. Buddha, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up on me. Stephen Williams, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Raider Room, what's good with you, man? Salute to you as well, brother. Glad you're able to make it. Paul Burton, what it do, Ray? What it do? The OG in the house, Chronicles of the Black Hole. He says, saw the show with Raider Ray. Great stuff. Yes, sir. Shout out to Raider Ray, man. I appreciate him bringing me on the show as a guest. That was a fun time. You know, a little later in the evening. Y'all know I'll be solo early in the day. I usually do Good Morning Nation lives. This is actually a later live as well because we haven't had a game this late in a while. So this is going to be a fun one, y'all. This is going to be a fun one. Damian Bonds. Shout out to Damian Bonds. He said, I've been wanting Justin Hall all preseason. We'll see what happens this game, man. We'll see what happens as we go throughout this segment. Ray Love in the building. What's good with you, Ray Love? Appreciate you pulling up. What's good, Ray the Tape? Yes, sir. Berserk in the building. You already know what it is, Berserk. What's good with my brother Raiders? Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Shima in the building. Gene, what's good with you, man? Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all pull up. Y'all in the building. What's up with you, man? Hadamaki. That's a dope name. I love that name. Hadamaki in the house. Raider Casper, what's good with you, man? Got the thumbs up saying we're good with the technicals. Appreciate y'all. SVT said, I need that link. Yes, sir, man. Dofu Sports, not too bad. That's what I was telling Raider Room. I was telling SVT Raider Room to go check out Dofu Sports. If you guys haven't checked out Dofu Sports, make sure to do it. They have some links. You gotta maneuver through the advertisements. But once you get past the advertisements, you'll have pretty much a solid link to watch the game. Dofu Sports is definitely solid. It's definitely solid. I'm gonna go ahead and share this video real quick if y'all don't mind. Just this one moment. Let me go ahead and share this link because sometimes people don't be getting notifications. I don't know why, but like my boy Kenny hit me up and was like, man, yeah, I don't be getting the notifications and I don't be knowing when you go live or when you post to the community page. So if you guys aren't getting the notifications, make sure to go to the notification bell, turn it off, and then you guys turn it back on. Basically, it just resets it, I guess, to where you can. Go ahead and share that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though, man. We already 50 deep in the chat. SVT said he need the link, so we need that link for sure, man. Tony Collins in the house was good with it, Tony. Glad you're able to pull up. Rosie says a game link would be fantastic. It's not showing in my area. Yes, sir. I'm looking for the game link. I don't think anybody's posted a link in the chat yet. I don't think anybody posted anything in the chat yet, but Raider Room says you can connect your phone to your TV if your TV is new enough. Yeah, you can get the mirror your phone to the TV. So you could definitely do that. AllEyesOnG.com says Stream East works, but links won't be up until game gets closer. So Stream East is another one I guess you guys could do. I guess you guys could do that one. California blacked out. I believe it is. I believe it's blacked out in California, from what I understand. That's from what I understand. But let's go ahead and hop into this live, y'all, because like I said, it's Dolphins. It's week 3. And I want to bring up some topics that haven't really been talked about, honestly, because I think there's some position battles that we could, if we really dive into this roster, we could find some position battles that haven't been talked about a lot. And I know there's some that are like Alex Leatherwood and Thayer Munford that are critical to this team, but we've already talked about it. We already know what to expect from those two guys and going into this preseason game. But one topic I do want to talk about going into this game is a new signing that we just made in Jordan Jenkins. Now, my question is, will Jordan Jenkins debut and will he be worth the signing? Now, I know a lot of people are looking at this one like, okay, this guy might get cut during the preseason. I don't know how long he'll last. But when you really look at this roster, y'all, think about where Cleveland Ferrell's been. He's been non-existent. You haven't heard about him during the entire camp. And the only person behind Chandler Jones and Max Crosby is Malcolm Kuntz. Let's be honest. I know some people will bring up Tashawn Bowser. But how much can you really count on him? I mean, let's be honest. He was already with the Patriots team. He was shuffling back and forth between them and Minnesota, I believe. So you would really choose him over a seasoned veteran like Jordan Jenkins, maybe. But I think that's a competition battle to look out for. Now, I'm curious to see if Jordan Jenkins plays in this game. I would love to see if he plays in this game. I hope he does, because him and Malcolm Kuntz, if they were to go out there and start, that would be our potential rotation piece right there. Chandler Jones, something I want to bring up is Chandler Jones is older. I don't think Chandler Jones is going to give us a lot of burn like Max Crosby will. You got to think Max Crosby will play over 900 snaps. If healthy, he'll play over 900 snaps. That's almost the whole season. Chandler Jones is probably going to give us closer to 600 snaps, in my opinion. So if he's giving us about 600 snaps, he has about 300 or 400 more snaps on the defense side of the ball that someone will have to come in. And I think that someone could be Malcolm Kuntz and Jordan Jenkins. So I think that's something to look out for in this game. We'll see if he debuts. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, if Jordan Jenkins is worth the signing, and will we see him today? Will we see him today? Shout out to everybody in the chat. SVT says, not that sneaky link either. Some of y'all be getting spicy. Yeah, they be getting spicy, boy. I'll be like, what is you talking about, son? Y'all be going crazy. Element Pro, what's good with you, man? Yo, let's get it. You already know what it is. Kevin Lurker in the building. What's good with you, man? He says, game day. How you feeling, right? I'm feeling great, man. Shout out to all the members that are in the chat. If anybody wants to become a member to the channel, all you got to do is hit that join button. It's a great way to support the channel so we could take this thing all the way. You know what it is, man. Shout out to Kevin Lurker. Shout out to the dreaded one as well. What up, Ray? What up, nation? Salute to you as well, brother. I'm glad you're able to make it to the live. Let's get it down. The Raider Room says, I think Kuntz possibly can be second in sacks. He can. He can. I definitely believe he can, because when you think about Chandler Jones, he's a little bit older. And I know a lot of us are banking on Chandler Jones to be that elite pass rusher. And I'm not saying he's not at all. But at the same time, he's a little bit older, and I just don't think he's going to be out there for as many snaps as we really think. I know we gave him a lot of money at the same time as well, and this is why I was bringing up a while back that why I thought Kuntz should probably take a little bit more rest coming to the preseason. I don't think he should play as much as he has been in the preseason, because I would hate for something to happen to Kuntz. Like, let's be honest. I would hate for something to happen to Kuntz. And then we'd be down to Cleveland Ferrell and Jordan Jenkins. That would be a terrible, terrible depth for us. But let's get down to the comments, man. Michael Albert says, yo, nation, love y'all. Shout out to Michael for pulling up. Raider Room says, gotta save some of Jones for the playoffs. Most definitely. That's a very good point. You do. You really got to think about, is he going to last the entire season? You really have to ask that question. Will Chandler Jones last the entire season or at least play all of the games? It's tough. It'll be tough. It'll be something to look out for. I think this battle between Cleveland Ferrell and Jordan Jenkins is going to be interesting. And that brings me to my next point is these roster battles. Cleveland Ferrell versus Jordan Jenkins. Cleveland Ferrell versus Jordan Jenkins. That's a roster battle that I'm looking at more with the consideration of the depth chart. Because like I brought up, Cleveland Ferrell hasn't really been around. And if Cleveland Ferrell hasn't been around, Jordan Jenkins is definitely ahead of him. That would make him fourth on this team as far as depth chart, as well as Bowser competing for a spot on here too. So that's something we have to look out for. That boy Clean on the hot seat. Most definitely. He is on the hot seat. So, but the thing is, that's the situation that's really tough about Cleveland Ferrell is that we owe him so much money. We owe him so much money that is going to end up being a situation to where we either cut him to keep a guy that's going to actually go out there and produce, but we're going to have to pay for it on the back end, or we keep Cleveland Ferrell and we just pay him and say, look, we'll just keep him at the end of the depth chart. And when we need a guy, if we need a guy to come in, he will be that one. Pacey and Cunningham, shout out to you, man. Another member in the building. He says, sup, my dude. Is Jenkins nice like that? I wouldn't say Jenkins is necessarily all that, but he's better than what Cleveland Ferrell's shown us. I mean, let's be honest. Cleveland Ferrell has not been around. And I think we have to kind of put that in consideration that, look, he hasn't been around, and Jordan Jenkins is better than Tyshawn Bowser. I mean, that's a given, easily. He's easily better. Well, what the hell? But he's easily better. So I think that's something we definitely need to keep an eye on. I want to see if Jordan Jenkins goes out here and makes a name for himself, because people are on the fence about him. People are wondering, is Jordan Jenkins actually good, or is he just some washed-up veteran? I think he has a lot of potential to still give this team, especially on a rotation. Like, let's be honest, on a rotation, definitely. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We 90 people deep. If y'all can, hit that like button. Make sure to rate that like button. Make a play. Let's get it. Chronicles say, hit the like button. I will telemarket you about your extended auto warranty. That boy OG crazy. Tyler Morris says, Tua playing? I don't know if Tua's playing. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because we've seen a lot of starters actually come out. Shout out to Tyler Moyer. Looked like a Kansas City Chiefs fan. But look, is Tua playing? I don't know if he is, but if I have to go on a limb, I would say he is. That's just my opinion, because we've seen a lot of starters go out there now. We've seen today, speaking of the Chiefs, Tyler Moyer, Patrick Mahomes is out there, nearly the whole first quarter? Actually, he played past the first quarter, right? And you can imagine if Patrick Mahomes and guys like Josh Allen are willing to be out there and play during the preseason, we may see Tua and Derek Carr. So that's something we definitely could be excited about. We could definitely be excited about that, because we haven't seen starters out of either of these teams yet. Raider Casper says, yeah, Tua and Tyreek are playing. So, I mean, Casper, if you heard that and got the confirmation, then we should be in for an exciting one, man. Mahomes and Josh Allen played some snaps today. SVT said, exactly. I was just watching the Chiefs game. They was torching the Commanders. Let's be real. The Chiefs were looking smooth. They got that young wide receiver out there. What was his name? Watson. Justin Watson was out there looking smooth for the Chiefs. I'm like, oh, no. That's not a good sign. Sebastian says, sup, wasted. Hell no, man. You know, you got me messed up, bro. You know, damn well I don't look like no wasted. Racist ass. Dale Robertson says, question, Johnson or Turner? That's a good point. We're going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that when it comes to our matchups. In this one for you guys, I got some matchups, key matchups, and I'm going to bring to you guys later. We got roster battles and the top 3 Raider players to watch out for. So stay tuned for that, y'all. Stay tuned for that. That dude. How the hell? Ain't no damn way. That boy crazy. That boy crazy. Robert Munoz in the building said, what up, Ray? Just got here. Just left. Docs is live. Okay, dope. Most definitely. But I think we need to focus on the interior D line. Does Jenkins do that? No, he doesn't. Jenkins doesn't do the interior D line. And I think that's something you're definitely right about, Souza, is looking at the defensive tackle room. But honestly, if Nichols and Hankins don't work out, we're in trouble. Like, if Hankins and Nichols do not work out, we are in trouble because we can't depend on 2 rookies in Farrell and Butler. We can't depend on those guys. Like, let's be honest, 2 rookies going out there. No, Andrew Billings is a guy that looks pretty decent, but I don't think you could depend on him either because he hasn't shown to have a great track record of just being out there, for a long time as far as the whole season, right? So it's a tough one when it comes to D tackle room, especially because these 2 guys haven't been out here. So we're going to have to see if they go out there today and put some burn against the Dolphins. That's another. We got some questions. We got some questions, y'all. Dangerfield in the building. What's good with you, man? Shout out to you. What's good with it? Dirty Eric says, did you see Robinson already got picked up by the Ravens? I did see that. Someone was asking me like, yo, why did you guys drop DeMarcus Robinson? Honestly, and the only way to answer that was pretty much that we have a lot of depth and we have guys that potentially have a higher ceiling than DeMarcus Robinson does because we're so front loaded in the wide receiver room. So that's why I kind of feel like we let DeMarcus Robinson go. I'm not really tripping too much, but he is a solid receiver, and that's a good piece for the Ravens because I think he could definitely work with Lamar Jackson. Shima says, although preseasons, donkeys didn't look so hot against the Bills. I didn't watch that one, y'all, but let me know. Did Russell Wilson actually play? Did Russell Wilson actually play and then their starters play? Let me know. Broncos didn't look so good today, Stephen Williams said. That's what I've been hearing. Jenkins is a linebacker, correct? Yes, sir. Raider Room says Jones isn't much better than Yannick at stopping the run. We really need a D tackle that is going to stuff the run. We getting ran through pause. Most definitely. That's 100%. And check out that Patrick Graham film study I did, y'all. That was one of my favorite film studies to do. And what I talked about in that one was how Patrick Graham favors the offensive the pass game. He doesn't really trip off the run game too much. It's like he really depends on guys just to make sure they stop the run, but really focusing on that pass coverage. So if you guys notice throughout the season, we may be susceptible to the run game and we might favor the pass game a lot more. So we might get gashed a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised, guys. I wouldn't be surprised. Alex is in the building. Kendall Vickers season, baby. Yeah, we'll have to see what Kendall Vickers brings. It's depending on where they play them and how they play them, because in this system, you got to think he's probably more of a D end in this system. I don't know what they have him lined up. You guys let me know, but I doubt he's an outside linebacker. I'm sure he's a D end in this system, but we'll see what happens. I'm not sure about Kendall Vickers because you'll have to see at that D end spot. Yeah, he could definitely sew up a D end spot. I could see Vickers doing that. Randy in the building. Was good, Ray? What I missed? We just chopping it up, man. We barely getting started in this one. Barely getting started in this. Shout out to Raider Andy for pulling up, though. Souza, yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. Munoz says Broncos got destroyed. Let's ride the bus. Yeah, man. He said Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Shima 86. Keenum was looking like a star against the Donkeys. Hey, I heard Josh Allen basically came in, did some work for one drive, came out, and then the rest of then Keenum came in and destroyed them with some backups. So that's interesting, man. We'll have to see what happens with the Broncos. Chiefs didn't look bad, but they also didn't look any better than they were last year. Silva, what are you really saying? They were good last year. They went down to the wire with the damn Bills. If they don't look any better than last year, then I ain't mad. It is what it is. It is what it is. That means they're still good. Let's put it that way. Cash Lord in the building says Hankins and Nichols. Man, let me draw my screen. I got my screen on. Damn, it's all tiny. Cash Lord Roger says Hankins and Nichols can't stay healthy. A full season is going. It's going to. What is? It's going have hope for Billings. Yeah, you got to have hope for Billings and Vickers. Most definitely, bro. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I think Vickers is more of a DN in the system. Billings is definitely that nose tackle in this system. So we'll see in this game what happens, especially because the starters. Now, one of the matchups that I definitely want to watch. Let's go ahead and hop into this, man. Matter of fact, I want to touch on this topic. Will Mullins return? Will Mullins return? Let me know down in the comments right now what you guys think. Do you guys think Mullins will play in this game? And if so, who do you think will line up across from him? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But Mullins' return, I think, is crucial to this defense. I think it is very crucial to this defense because really you have Nate Hobbs, and we know Nate Hobbs is a slot guy, but he might play outside as well. Then you have Rock Ya-Sin. But at any given moment, Nate Hobbs could either play the inside or the outside. So if he ends up playing the inside, Trayvon Mullen is, he's got to be that number two. He's got to be that number two. And I don't see how people will talk about Darius Phillips, Amik Robertson, Sam Webb. These guys are not better than Trayvon Mullen. I'm sorry. They're not. They're not better than Trayvon Mullen. We've seen Trayvon Mullen his whole career, and we're going to really bash him like that. So I think it's kind of interesting that we're selling out on the Mullen talk already. That's pretty tough, man. Shout out to Minish for pulling up on the first super chat. If anybody wants to drop a super chat to support the channel or get your comments seen, I appreciate it. Shout out to Minish. He says, what would you say a successful season outcome would be? Now, this is a tough question, man. This is actually a tough question because you think about the expectations. The expectations for this Raiders football team is damn near a Super Bowl. Like, it's almost Super Bowl for this team. At least AFC championship contention. And that's the expectations, in my opinion, for most people. I could see us making it to the divisional round, and that would be, in my opinion, going to the divisional round, competing would be a successful season for this team. Now, some people would say I'm lowballing it, but at the same time, I don't think so because the AFC is tough. We're not in the NFC. The NFC is weak as hell. We're in the AFC, and our division is the best in the entire league. So you got the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Patriots, the Ravens, the Bengals, who we just lost to last year in the playoffs. Who else am I missing, y'all? The Colts. I mean, the Colts might not do that great, but there's still competition. The Titans were first in the AFC last year, and people act like they weren't. So there's a lot of teams out there that we could definitely be competing with. So I think if we made it to the divisional round, that would be somewhat of a successful season, in my opinion. Now, that's just me, though. But let's see what everybody has to say about Mullins returning to the game, man. Shout out Kevin Lurker, a member. He says Mullins should play. I think so, too. I think Mullins has to go out there and play. He has to. Cash Lord says Mullins super underdog. He's still the number one CB in my eyes on this team. He is this. Yeah, I agree, man. Now, let's see what Nate Hobbs can actually do on the outside. I definitely want to see what Nate Hobbs brings to the outside because if Nate Hobbs solidifies himself as an outside corner, he'll be the number one. Let's be honest. He'll overtake Trayvon Mullen as that number one. Now, when it comes to Trayvon Mullen being number one right now, I would almost agree with that. Cash Lord. Shout out Cash Lord for that, bro. I know me and you go back and forth on a lot of stuff, but this one, we are on the same path because Trayvon Mullen, why are we writing him off when last year he started off great and he happened to have an injury that put him out for the year? But we know it prior to last year, he was pretty solid every single year. He was solid every year. So it's kind of funny how we forget him all of a sudden. Shout out to everybody that's just pulling up. I see some more people pulling up. If you guys can, make sure to rate that like button. Go make a play if y'all trying to make a play. And let's make it happen, y'all. Let's try to get them likes up. Shout out to Westside Sports Radio. He says Dolphins will be tough this year. And, they're in competition with one of the fastest teams in the NFL. The Dolphins, I think this is underrated almost in the aspect of their speed. Like, their speed doesn't get talked about enough. Going into this week, if their starters are out there, it will be tough competition because Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle are some of the fastest receivers in the league. Then they have a running back in Raheem Mostert, who is probably the fastest receiver in the league. So they have speed all over the field, man. It's something to look out for. You're going to be pressuring our CBs. They're going to definitely pressure our defensive backs. Shout out to Jeffrey, man. He says, I got off work at 4 p.m. Eastern Coast time and it's 6 p.m. right now. I'm already drunk. Let's effing go Raiders. Shout out to Jeffrey, man. Hey, I hope you're able to make it through the game, brother, because if you get drunk right now, you might be knocked down by halftime. Shout out to you, though, man. Shima says, going undefeated in our division would – that shit would be great, bro. That shit would be great. Let me tell you, Shima, I am 100% in agreement with you. It would be great if we went undefeated in our division. Let me tell you that, bro. Is Devontae and Carr playing? We don't know, man. Josh McDaniels is really just keeping that thing low-key. Let's be honest. I don't know. I think it's 50-50 right now with that. Bills and Bengals will be formidable this year, 100%. Bills and Bengals. You know, I'm a big Josh Allen fan, so I think they'll definitely do some work, yo. Jeffroy TV, what's good with you, man? He said, amen, Ray, division championship would be a success. 100%, bro. That's what I'm saying. I think if we go that far, it would be a successful season. What's up, Ray? We about to destroy y'all. Shout out to Crypto. He says we about to destroy y'all. I don't know if the Dolphins are going to really do too much, man. Let's see what Tua does if he goes out there and plays. But let's be honest, man. Y'all don't have the better quarterback. Like, if we had starters out there, y'all do not have the better quarterback. And arguably, you guys don't have a better defense. A better offensive weapon. So I don't think y'all going to destroy us, man. But I'm glad you're able to make it up in here, man. Appreciate you being here. Let me know what the Dolphins got planned for the Raiders. Give us a little insight on the Dolphins from enemy territory. Mullen is a solid 2. And I agree, Brian. Mullen is a solid 2. But at the same time, that doesn't mean on this team he can't be a number 1. It's kind of what I'm saying. Because most of the corners we have on this team are number 2s. Let's be honest. Anthony Everett isn't a number 1. Nate Hobbs is probably the only one that you could kind of debate, but even then, he's only played in the slot. So it's kind of tough to say. Shout out to Susan. Says, what's your thoughts on Rock? I like Rock. I like Rocky Sin. I thought he was solid coming out of college. His rookie year, he did have a little bit of a tough season. His first couple of seasons were tough, but I think he's a solid corner now. I think he's learned a lot. Now that he's been in the league, 3-4 years now. And so him and Mullen, in my opinion, would be the best duo on the team. And then having Anthony Everett come in as a backup if there was an injury. Nate Hobbs in the slot as well. I'm good with that. That's what I would roll out with, 100%. Del Roberson says Mullen still needs to prove himself. McDaniel does we high anything? I'm not sure what you meant by that, but Mullen needing to prove himself is interesting because what exactly does he need to prove, in your opinion? That's where I'm at with it. What does Mullen need to prove to Raider fans? And it's interesting that now, are you talking about he doesn't need to prove anything to Raider fans or he needs to prove it to McDaniels, right? I don't think he really needs to prove anything to McDaniels or Patrick Graham. I mean, he's been in the league long enough. It's almost like saying Rocky Sin and Anthony Everett need to prove more to McDaniels because we just brought them in. Like, let's be honest. Let's be transparent and let's not be biased. They bring in Rocky Sin and Anthony Everett for the first time. This is the first time they're on the team. They never played with them before. We have yet to see them. But Trayvon Mullen has been on this team, has to prove himself coming in. Now, in other perspective, you could say that because he's coming off of an injury and because he hasn't been at camp, but these other corners haven't been at camp either. Now, the injury part, that's something you could hold against him, but I wouldn't really ride on that too much. I think he'll be fine after the surgery and healing up. If he's out there, I think he'll be fine. Raheem Mostert, Hill, Waddle, that's crazy. Exactly, bro. It's crazy. They got the fastest. They have the fastest team on paper. The Dolphins have the fastest team on paper in the league. Pacey M. Cunningham, Mullen is aggressive, but the best on the team in man coverage. That's, in my opinion, I think so as well. And he's not bad at zone either. He's actually a good zone corner. He's underrated zone corner. That doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. Shout out to the 150 people in the chat right now. 150 people in the chat. What's good with y'all, man? Jeffrey TV says, not forgetting Mullen. The competition is way better this year on this team, and Mullen is not a McDaniels guy. Yeah, I understand he's not a McDaniels guy. I understand that. But at the same time, are we really now just because now this is I'm just giving y'all my opinion. I'm not really saying what I think McDaniels is going to do. I'm giving y'all my opinion, and I don't think Darius Phillips is better than Mullen. Let's be honest. Like, do you guys let me know down in the chat right now in the comments, who thinks Darius Phillips is better than Trayvon Mullen? Let me know who thinks Darius Phillips is better than Trayvon Mullen. I'd be curious to see if anybody thinks that. Because that's as far as the depth on this cornerback room goes. That's as far as the cornerback room. You got to look at the list. If you have Rocky Singh, Anthony Averett, and Nate Hobbs, who is coming after those three? All it takes is one injury, guys. All it takes is one injury. So in my opinion, if it takes one injury, think about last year. Trayvon Mullen got hurt. Then where were we? Where were we? Desmond Trufant and Brandon Faison? Come on, y'all. I do not want Darius Phillips to come in and start on the outside for us at any given moment. I'd rather have Trayvon Mullen sitting on the bench and then something happening to one of the other top three guys, and then he could come in. We'd be in a way better position. Brian says, Ray, you right. You was really close to AB when he was on the team going 1v1. Now with Adams, I'm hoping he doing the same. 100%, bro. 100%. And I see people in the chat, not at all. Raider Room says not at all. West Side says Mullen, 100%. Vasquez says, damn, I can't wait till week 1. I mean, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, bro. Cunningham, exactly, bro. It's pretty funny. Brian says Anthony Averett is taking his job. Now, look, this is somebody that is definitely going to be in competition for the job. Let's be real. Anthony Averett is someone that could be in competition with the job. Now, in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of small corners. I've said this dozens of times. You guys are probably tired of hearing me saying this, but Anthony Averett is a smaller corner, and I'm not the biggest fan of small corners. You know what I mean? 5'11", 160 pounds, not 160 pounds, 185 pounds. He's a little bit smaller. So it'll be interesting to see how he would roll out all 17 weeks and see how he would play. So Big Play Fabe says Mullins is a shutdown corner when healthy. It'd be suicide to not keep him. Exactly. That's what I think too. It's a no-brainer to keep Mullins on this team. We already have him under contract. So let's see what happens going on. But yo, let's go ahead and move on to another topic, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to another topic because I want to talk about my top 3 Raiders to watch for in this game. My top 3 Raiders to watch for in this game. But before we do that, if you guys can, hit that like button, but also comment down who is the one player. If you had to choose one player to watch in this entire game, who is it going to be? I want to know. Who is that one player you guys want to watch in this one game? Comment down below. I think some people are going to say, some people might say the right tackle spot. Like Third Munford, Alex Other would be guys to watch. Some people might say Masterson because his name has come up. Robert Munoz says DJ Turner. Shout out DJ Turner. I think that's someone we have to look out for. Definitely. Mullen is built like a prototypical – yep, 100%. 100% he is. DJ Turner. Jeffrey TV says don't sleep on Sam Webb. Now, Sam Webb's – a guy that we've seen line up in the slot. We've seen Sam Webb in the slot, guys. We've seen him all over the field. So shout out to Jeffrey TV. I think that's someone we keep an eye on, but I would love to see more of him. Honestly, I would love to see more of him. If anything, I could see him taking – I could see Sam Webb taking Darius Phillips' spot. I can't see him taking Mullen's spot. Now, I could be biased because I like Mullen, but Mullen is definitely someone I see sticking around. Let's go ahead and hop into some must-watch players in this Raiders game, y'all. Zeus, Body Snatcher Raider says Zeus. I mean, let's see what he got, but I think we've seen enough of Zeus. I think we know we're going to get out of him. Maybe more catching out of the backfield for Zeus because he wasn't doing that in college. We know out of Georgia, he was running with James Cook, the brother of Dalvin Cook, and James Cook was basically taking all the receptions out of the backfield. There was 3 running backs in Georgia rotating. So Zamir White comes in needing to get some more of that pass catching down, and we've seen it. I remember hearing a stat that he actually leads this preseason out of the backfield with the most catches. 5 catches for 35 yards or 40 yards, I believe. So Zeus is someone we can look out for, but let's see. Andrew Billings is a very good one to keep an eye on. Shout out to Tubby Chili. That's someone to keep an eye on because we just got done talking about how the defensive tackle room needs that depth. Who's going to stay? Will we keep Andrew Billings or Jonathan Hankins? I think that'll be a battle right there as well, something that we could definitely talk about in another live. But I think that's a battle in its own, Billings and Hankins. Alex says Tyron Johnson, need him to haul in one of those long passes. Thank you, Alex, for saying this. Thank you, Alex, for saying this. Shout out to Alex. Everybody give Alex a round of applause for bringing up a very logical, good point because this is something I wanted to bring up myself. And because Alex brought it up, we're able to talk about it now. We've seen him get one opportunity on a long pass, and he ended up dropping it in Tyron Johnson. Now, we've seen him get a comeback route that was pretty nice. We've seen him go across the field and catch one and reverse the field. We've seen him on a slant. Now, I want to see him get a long one in this game. Not only him, but DJ Turner, because we've seen people put up DJ Turner or Tyron Johnson. I would choose Tyron Johnson. If I were to choose anybody, I'm choosing Tyron Johnson. I don't know, in my opinion, I've seen people say this, but I don't know how people could say we haven't seen enough of Tyron Johnson. DJ Turner, I like DJ Turner more. It makes no sense to me how a Raider fan could sit there and say we haven't seen enough Tyron Johnson when Tyron Johnson was catching 50-yard touchdown passes from Justin Herbert, Moss, and Jonathan Abram just 2 years ago. Are you serious? We have not. Tyron Johnson burnt us 2 years ago when he was on the Chargers. Are we going to act like we haven't seen enough of Tyron Johnson in the preseason? Doesn't he lead us in reception yards and catches? It's confusing to me. DJ Turner goes out, gets one punt return for 25 yards, and gets about 3 catches for 55 yards and a touchdown. But all of a sudden, we've seen more. We've seen enough of DJ Turner, but not enough of Tyron Johnson. Someone help me out. Someone help me. Someone help me out and put the logic together for me, please. Where's the logic at? Bambino says, you need more stuff in that room to deaden the echo. Yeah, I brought up the echo before, man. I'm sorry about the echo. Look, if you're just tuning in, y'all, understand that I moved just not too long ago. And I got to buy some more shit, man. You understand? I don't have a bunch of stuff. I bought a bigger house and I ain't got enough stuff to fill it. It's a good problem to have, but at the same time, nobody told me about that. Nobody told me when you buy a bigger house, you got to find more stuff to fill it up with, okay? So there might be a slight echo, but it doesn't change the fact that we bring in that quality takes, okay? Let's get it, man. Shout out to Bambino. Appreciate you being here, folks. If you can't hit that like button, appreciate you being here. Let's jump into the comment section, though, because I know y'all in there going ham right now. I know y'all going in there going ham. Finding Nemo says, is he going to show the game? No, I'm not going to show the game, Finding Nemo. I'm not going to get my channel busted down like that. They're going to raid my house. Shout out to Raid the Tape. No pun intended. No pun intended. Dan Raider says, who's the third wide receiver, Cole Johnson or Turner? Tyron Johnson. Tyron Johnson. No, I'd have to say Cole. I think if you said Cole, it'd be the safe bet. But Tyron Johnson is the high flyer, in my opinion. High flyer, in my opinion. AllEyesOnGs.com says, y'all tripping. Audio is good. It's just reverb from the room. Yeah, look, man, there is a slight echo, but look, man, I appreciate you. Lacerio says, that's reverb my boy Raid got. It's slapping. Shout out to my boy Lacerio. Y'all got my back. Y'all my folks. That's why I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all being here. Hello. Shout out to Rick for pulling up, man. But let's go and hop into my top 3 Raiders to watch. And my number 3 Raider to watch on the list is Jordan Jenkins. It's Jordan Jenkins. Why is it Jordan Jenkins? Because of everything I just talked about previously. Cleveland Farrell has yet to be seen. We only have one person behind Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, and that's Malcolm Kuntz. Who else would come in if Chandler Jones gets hurt? If Max Crosby get hurt? It'd be a veteran in Jordan Jenkins. That's the only person I believe we could depend on. And Jordan Jenkins is my number 3 player to watch in this game if he goes out there and plays. Okay? That's my number 3. My number 2 player to watch. Now, this one right here, Luke Masterson, guys. Let me know what you guys think about Luke Masterson down in the comments because he's been getting a lot of buzz in training camp. After last week's matchup, he's been getting a lot of buzz, and he's been wearing the green dot for the Raiders. If you guys don't know what the green dot is, that means you're the one out there making the calls. You're the one out there on the defense, setting everybody up, being the communicator and a leader of that defense. So Luke Masterson comes in at number 2, top 3 players to watch in this matchup. And let's see who number 1 is. Let's go see who number 1 is. This one is probably going to be very common. I think this has been number 1 3 weeks straight for the three-peat. And it's Leatherwood and Munford. Not exciting, but it's what we need. It's what we need. Look at it. Write it down. Take a picture. Leatherwood and Munford are the players to watch in this game. Why? Ultimately, because I think we're going to have the best competition going up against them yet. If Jalen Phillips goes out there and plays and lines up across Munford or Alex Leatherwood, that is what we've been waiting for this entire damn preseason. The entire preseason. If you're a Raider fan, you've been waiting for Jalen Phillips to line up across from an Alex Leatherwood or Munford because he's better than any of the pass rushers we faced so far on that side of the ball if he lines up on that side of the ball. I know we went up against Travon Walker, but it was almost a waste. And I would hate to say it, but it's almost a waste that Travon Walker played against us going against Brandon Parker in terms of a Raiders fan because Brandon Parker's no longer here. You would have rather see Travon Walker go up against Jermaine Illuminor or play on the other side and go up against Alex Leatherwood or Munford because then we would have seen that competition. But because Brandon Parker's not out, we lost those reps. We lost those reps to Travon Walker, the best competition so far. So going up against Jalen Phillips, I would love to see the matchup with our right tackle going up against him. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to Marcus Howard for dropping a super chat, supporting the channel. He says, you think Carr and Adams get burned a series or 2? I don't know if they're going to actually get burned a series or 2. I don't know if they'll even get a series, to be honest. The way Josh McDaniels talks, he wants to keep everything on the low. It's going to be interesting to see, and who knows? Josh McDaniels knows. That's who knows. They could be out there suited up, warming up, but that means nothing because they've done that in previous weeks so far. So definitely something to keep an eye on. And I know it's going to be exciting because I've heard that Tyreek Hill and Tua should be playing in this game. So I'm excited. This is the best week yet. This is the best week of preseason football for a Raiders fan yet. It really is. A lot of players have come back this week as well. And let me know what you guys think about that top 3 that I just have for you guys. But I want to touch on one subject real quick that I feel like keeps going up, kind of going up and down here and there. And it's Darren Waller. It's Darren Waller, guys. What do you guys think about Darren Waller and his situation? Darren Waller. Let me know what you guys think about Darren Waller and his situation. No starters. Who cares what the Fins do? Let's hurt their starters, not risk ours. Well, I hear what you're saying. Lacerio, but let's keep the energy at a certain level. I don't want anybody on the Dolphins to get hurt ultimately, but I hear what you're saying. I don't want to risk our starters getting hurt, and 100% agree with you. I don't want to risk our starters getting hurt. I don't know if it's worth it. But, I've heard that Josh McDaniels Tom Brady played in the preseason game back in 2019 for one series in one week out of that preseason. So the chances of us having Derek Carr out there are probably slim. But if Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, all of these starting superstar quarterbacks are willing to go out there, maybe it's the week. Maybe it's the time that DC goes out there and is able to show us a little bit of a preview of what we could see in the regular season with Devontae Adams. Appreciate you, Lacerio. Appreciate you. That's the energy we need right there, brother. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. I heard he is holding in. We'll see what happens, man. Sitki, what's good with you, man? He says, what channel is the game on? I don't know if anybody put a link to the game in the channel, but who's going to be the one to make a play and drop a link in the chat so I could pin it to the top of the chat section so everybody that's in the chat that wants a link is going to be able to find it. So someone drop a link to the game in the chat so I could pin it to the top of the chat so everybody could find it, because we want everybody to be able to watch the game, y'all. Let's do it. Shima says, is Waller at a WNBA game? Look, man. I don't know where Waller is. Where is Waller? Waller's still sitting out till regular season. Why? Why is Waller sitting out, though? People are blowing it way out of proportion. Waller's down for us. Look. Robert Munoz. Shout out to Robert. But this is the thing, though, brother. This is the thing. If he's all in for us, why isn't he at practice? Because from what I understand, didn't he go to practice one day and then he didn't go the rest of the week? Someone correct me if I'm wrong down in the chat. Didn't he go to practice, return to practice this week on Tuesday, and then after that, the very next day, he reported that he wasn't there? 510 Raider says hamstring. And look, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that he's not hurt. I'm not saying anything. I'm just stating the facts. I'm just saying the facts that he ain't at practice, man. Damn, y'all got me stuttering. No. Let's not blow this out of proportion in this aspect. I don't think Waller's overrated whatsoever. I think he's an anomaly. The way he's built and how fast he is and how agile he is for being that big, you don't really find many people like him. Not many humans out there like that. You feel me? Let's be honest. Not many humans out there like that. Yes, I said humans. You feel me? But Slim Pickens says, I haven't heard about him missing, but he did return to practice. So give me one moment. Let me see if I can find this real quick. But from what I understand, because I don't want to be bluffing, y'all know I ain't no cap. Even though I wear a hat, ain't no cap. Oh, hold up. Let me go ahead and bring this up for you guys, because apparently some players didn't even go to Miami. Let me go ahead and bring this up for you guys so y'all know I ain't capping. I ain't going to lie to y'all. So apparently, according to Vincent Bonsignor, shout out to him, man. He's always bringing that heat. Shout out to him. He says the Raiders left a handful of players back home in Las Vegas, including Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Hunter Renfrow, and Colton Miller. Are the Raiders starters going to be out there today? I think we answered that question, y'all. They might be playing from the crib, because apparently Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Hunter Renfrow, and Colton Miller are not showing up to the game. They stayed back home. So it's going to be an interesting one, guys. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we don't get that preview between DC and DA. But look, that's just one thing that we don't have to worry about: injuries. My guy Lacerio brought it up earlier, and he said, look, we don't need to risk the injuries. Oh, Jeffroy TV had commented that just a minute ago. So shout out to Jeffroy TV. He just commented that just a minute ago. Shout out to you, brother. But back on the topic of Waller. 510 said he did return but wasn't there the next day. So 510 confirms with me. You feel me? That Waller has yet to show up. Sam Tonga says, thanks for the heads up on the starters. 100%, brother. Glad you're able to make it. If you guys can, we're over 300 people deep, guys. If you guys can, hit that like button. Make a play. Do your touchdown dance, whatever that is. If it's the gritty, go ahead and hit the gritty and hit the like button, okay? Let's make a play. Let's get it in. Shout out to King85 with the super chat. Appreciate the support in the channel. He says, I don't know. Maybe because I haven't seen any of the ones, but our defensive roster outside of two players feel like prove-it players. Like a lot of players need to have career years to make this thing work. King 85 must. So two players, I'm assuming you got Chandler Jones and you have Max Crosby in those two players, right? So that's a very good point. Those two are very solid. I would add Trayvon Merritt to that list. Maybe Hankins and Nichols, they're depending a lot on. But outside of that, I mean, we have Denzel Perriman, Jayon Brown, Rock Ya-Sin. I think we have a solid defense, but to your point, I could definitely see where you're coming from, man. And it's kind of funny because we just see this tweet come out by Bonsignor himself, and you look at it, Max Crosby and Chandler Jones are the only two guys on the defense that stayed back. So to King 85's point, I mean, he got some logic to it. If this isn't not, I wouldn't say favoritism, but a point. If I'm trying to find the right word, but this just goes to his point. What he's saying, he only feels two players is proven on, and Max Crosby and Chandler Jones were the only two defensive guys that stayed back. So King 85, he may have hit the nail on the head because the rest of these guys, we got to see what they do. But to add to it, Rock Ya-Sin has yet to be in this preseason. Trayvon Mullen yet to be in this preseason. Denzel Perriman has yet to be out there. So I think we have more than two players, but I understand what you're saying, man. Shout out to you for bringing that up and for the super chat. That's a good point. And the other guys, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Colton Miller, that's a lot of offense right there. Okay? That's a lot of offense right there. Nearly half the offense stayed back. Starting offense, I should say. So that's an interesting point by King 85. Appreciate you bringing that up. Buddha says 510 is correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Darren Waller did not show up the day after. He did not show up the day after. Bruce Davis says, well, then, I'm not sure what he meant. Robert says, a lot of players didn't even go to the Jags game. Waller misses practice and everyone goes crazy. I don't think that's what it is, Robert. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think people really go crazy. I think for me, it's more about peace out, Bruce Davis, man. Have a good night, brother. Have a good night. But back to what Robert was saying, I don't think it's a big deal Waller's missing practice. It's the fact that he hasn't been there, bro. It's one thing to say, oh, you missed a practice. You missed a practice this week. Okay. But it's another thing when you haven't been at practice since the mandatory veteran camp. You haven't been at practice since mandatory vet camp. You show up for one day, and then the very next day you're out. And the very next day you're out. So that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. I think he wants his contract, and I think we're playing it. I think we're playing it well. I think the fact that we're allowing him to sit out so he doesn't get hurt, and we're still trying to work on the contract, I think that's what it is. I think it's a mutual thing between not only Waller, but the organization, because you don't want to have that drama of Waller's sitting out or Waller's holding out for a contract. Maybe the coaching staff is saying, look, we'll go ahead and say that you're dealing with a lingering injury. You pop in, we'll say you're still rehabbing it until the contract is done, and then we'll have you come back in when the contract's done. Maybe that's what the deal is. Let's be honest. Maybe that's the best route to go, especially when you know the guy doesn't have guaranteed money and he should be getting paid. Didn't we spend like nearly $500 million in contracts this season, and Waller wasn't involved in that whatsoever? $500 million in contracts, guys. And Waller wasn't involved whatsoever in that. So let's see what happens. Marty Martin in the building. Glad to see you able to make it. He says, hide your kids, hide your wives, because they leaving all the starters home up in here. I ain't mad. That is a long trip. Yeah, for real, man. It's unfortunate because I was really hoping we'd be able to see some of the action that we could see in this regular season. Berserk slides through and he says, we need to see who's going to make the team. We don't need to risk injuries. Players are playing for a spot. We don't need to waste time putting starters when we don't know what we have yet, in my opinion. Now, that is a good point. And there's good points to this from whatever direction you see it from. Maybe you want to put the starters in because they need to break that rust. They need to go out there and see what you actually have. What do we have in Colton Miller with that interior line, then putting Munford, right? Maybe we could see something like that. But at the same time, it's not worth getting them injured. It's really not worth it. And I agree. Marvin agrees too. I'm not down with the starters not playing at least a series. I don't like that. I agree with that. But I think it's time to start working on the back end of this depth chart. I really do. Like, let's be honest. What else do we need to see out of guys like Malcolm Kuntz? I don't think we need to see Malcolm Kuntz anymore. I personally think wouldn't it be worth getting him hurt, especially last week when he's seen him on the ground. I was kind of upset. Like, dude, why do we still have Kuntz in the game? We know what Kuntz brings. Like, we know what Kuntz brings. Why are we risking him getting hurt? Nate Hobbs is out there. Nate Hobbs is playing, y'all. Like, let's be honest, Nate Hobbs is out there playing. So that's kind of tough. Like, damn, he's one of our star defensive players, one of our young athletes that is being risked an injury. Cash Lord, appreciate you dropping a comment saying they basically seen enough at practice. Starters are ready to go. Starters are ready to go. And it's interesting because Carr throws his first pick this year in training camp. So you've been hearing all these great things about the offense and how we got all these weapons. The first pick finally comes out for Derek Carr. Nate Hobbs snatches it up. So shout out to Nate Hobbs. Hopefully he's able to grab one today. Cali Loyalty in the building says Carr and Tay better play. Cali Loyalty, I know you're showing up late, fashionably late. I could tell you're showing up fashionably late by your profile picture, looking all fresh. But the thing with being late is you miss out on information. And just to bring it back up for you, brother, not reported just not too long ago, Vincent Bonsignor says Derek Carr and Devontae Adams are not playing today, amongst other superstars on this team. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we just spit facts around here, man. We spit facts around here. Why does Waller always get a pass, rated tape? That's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up, Westside. Look, that's why I brought it up, because I feel like he gets that pass. And I'm like, let me go ahead and bring this up because he's not been at practice. Now, he's not the only one that hasn't been at practice. I believe Rocky Sin hasn't been there. Anthony Averett wasn't there. So there's been a lot of guys that haven't been there. Jonathan Hankins, Bilal Nichols, and they've all been dealing with some injuries. Now, these guys didn't show up and then the very next day leave. So that's the interesting thing about it for me, that you show up for one day and then you're only there for one day and then you leave. Marty Mart, they told Waller chill. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. They told Waller to chill. Pay Waller. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to pay him. Waller can't use any pills and stuff like that. He has to naturally heal, so they're going to be cautious. I mean, I understand the naturally heal thing, but I don't know. You might get naturally traded if you keep bullshitting. The Raiders say, hey, shout out the Raiders for the super chat, man. I mean, look, I don't even know what to say. It's the Raiders. It's the Raiders. Appreciate you dropping super chat, supporting the channel, man. He says, we need starters because it's a new system. We can't wait for week 1 to see what they can work on. Exactly. Thank you for bringing this up, because I talked about it, touched on this just a little bit before at the very start of this live. And we're at a point in the season, yes, in the season, in the preseason, that is, to where you don't want to go out there now and be like, all right, let's go get this free agent and this free agent. You don't want to go finagling over free agents trying to find a guy to start now, because you just ran out all your practice time. If you wanted to solidify a spot, you should have gotten your free agent last week, so you had these two finishing weeks to go out there with them, this so they can get that cohesion, they can get that chemistry with the rest of the offensive line. If you brought in a right tackle like Darrell Williams to come in, he can get some chemistry, cohesion, learn the playbook, and roll out for a couple of weeks. But it's kind of getting to that point to where it's late. We're already going into our third game this preseason. We also are having a competition battle with two guys that people aren't really confident in Thayer Munford and Alex Leatherwood. And that's not the only spot. There's other spots where we may need starters. People bring up the Dominican Sue. Danny Shelton, I believe his name is, just got picked up by the Chiefs, was a potential guy we could have brought in. And I believe we actually worked him out too. So it's going to be tough, because we might be trying to scrape up some loose change to go find some starters in the free agent market. So good point, Raiders. I definitely think that's something to keep a watch for. But, yo, we are about to hit that hour mark, everybody. I know we have about 300 people in here, and it ain't a party till the chat bots pull up. It ain't a party till the chat bots pull up. So, yes, the thought bots. Shout out to All Eyes on G. The thought bots showed up, man. It ain't a party till they pull up. But on that note, this is where we're going to dip out, man. I appreciate everybody being here. Over 300 people pulled up. That's lit, man. If y'all can't hit that like button before you head out, make sure to follow me on Instagram. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and check out Redemption Brand if you guys want to check out any of these hats, any dope gear. We do have the Pillage Series t-shirts out. We have the first inaugural series t-shirts out as well. So if y'all want to check that out, pull up on the site, man. Raid the site. I know I'm wearing that. I got that exclusive on right now. I know I got that exclusive on, the black on black hat with the redemption, with the Pillage Series on the side. This is dropping in October, y'all. Okay, this is dropping in October. So if y'all asking where the black on black is, this is dropping in October. But for those that are still with me, for those that are going to rewatch this, I want to bring y'all one exclusive hat real quick, man. I want to bring y'all an exclusive hat that I got done. It's a colorway that's dropping in October as well that I want to show you guys. So if y'all hold on one moment, I want to show y'all this, man, because this is my favorite hat so far. This is my favorite hat. So y'all stay tuned. Hold up. Yes, sir. Sheesh. Yeah. This one right here, bro. This is my favorite hat so far, man. The beige. This thing is crazy clean, man. I'm telling you. This thing is crazy clean. With the Pillage Series on the side, this thing turned out so nice. When I first had got these in, when they first sent the pictures, let me tell you, when they first sent the pictures, I was like, I don't know. You feel me? But boy, once I got these things in hands, I said, you know what? I said, Ray, you doing too damn much now. I ain't even gonna cap on you. I was like, boy, you doing too damn much. You went too far on this one. So I ain't even gonna lie, man. I really like this one, y'all. This is dropping in October. Shout out to everybody that's still in the chat getting this exclusive look. This is an exclusive look. I ain't showing this anywhere else. And I had to show it at the end of the live, you know what I mean? Because people, if they rewatch this, they may see it. You know what I mean? They may get the sneak peek. But everybody that's in here, yes, y'all got that exclusive look of the Redemption Beige one, man. This is my favorite hat by far. This is my favorite hat. And I'm telling y'all, on camera, it looks cool, but in person, bro, this mug, bro, it got a classy look to it, got a classy feel to it, and the quality crazy, man. Yes, sir. Drop them fire emojis in the chat, man, because I'm telling you, this thing is fire, bro. But yo, shout out to everybody in the chat, yo. Alex Marquez says, what else you dropping, my guy? So far, these are the two that I am dropping in October. The black on black that I just had on, I'm dropping in October, and I'm dropping this one in October. That's when I'm releasing the Pillage Series hats, basically. You know, we just got done with the first inaugural series, the first edition, the inaugural series hats. Those are still on the site. I'm going to try and keep those ones up for a minute, but dang near sold out. And these ones are coming next, though. These ones are coming next. So shout out to everybody that pulled up and that's out here, yo. For real. Yes, sir. The United Drills of America in the building, dropping in fire emoji. Shout out to you, bro. Props to my Euro peeps for the feed. Yes, sir. Ray, drop a windbreaker. My guy, y'all, you want to see some stuff I got mocked up, bro? I'm working, man. If y'all still in the chat, I'm gonna show y'all some sneak peeks. I'm about to show y'all some sneak peeks for just being here. I'm gonna show y'all some sneak peeks for just being here. Hold on, let me take this. Take this picture. I want to do these shorts, man. I want to do these shorts. I feel like these things would go crazy. Hear me out. I want to do these shorts. I don't know if y'all can see them, but I want to do these shorts because I think that would be crazy, bro. I don't know if y'all can see that clearly or not. Check out Dofu Sports for the link, too. But I wanted to do these shorts, man, and do some windbreakers to match it. Too. So I got some stuff coming in, man. But you got to think, bro. Today in California, it's 200. It's 200. I'm tweaking, bro. I was about to say it's 204 degrees. I mean, it's over 100 degrees, man. It's over 100 degrees out here, so it's crazy. Yeah, shout out to Tavio. He says I fuck with it. Yes, sir, brother. Yep. Got that gas station, man. Yes, sir. Them shirts, are they fitted or they run big? Bro, these are fitted. These clean. These fitted. Look at the collar on these things. They clean. They clean. Collar's clean on them. These things fitted. They not all loose. Like the collar ain't loose. You feel me? Nice quality. I don't got that bacon collar. I made sure I got my shit together, y'all. I ain't playing, man. I had to. I wasn't gonna have y'all out here with no bacon collar. I wasn't gonna have y'all out here with no flimsy ass hat. You feel me? So I made sure I did my research, man. Trust me. James Fribble says, "Are you going to have extra large, big and tall?" I don't know about big and tall, man, but definitely have extra large. I don't know about big and tall because I used to wear them. I used to wear Pro 5s, and you can get them tall tees, bro. I'm from that era. So I know what you're talking about. We don't have no tall tees though. If they're long like basketball shorts, I'll get some. Yeah, they'll be. I want to say they'll be super long, but they'll be long. They ain't gonna be no booty shorts. I don't do that shit. He said no pork collar. Yeah, I ain't do that. Clean shirts, picking them up. Yeah, most definitely, man. Don't forget about them big boys. Let me know what the big boys need, man, because I got double XL on there. I don't have triple XL, but I'll make sure to keep y'all in mind. Trust me. Trust me. Rosario said, ready for the people, bro. You know it, man. You know it. Y'all stay tuned. I got that giveaway coming soon. Y'all know I'll be doing it, man. Y'all know I'll be doing it. But yo, yes, sir. This is that exclusive. But shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to Crypto. He said, I appreciate your stream. Welcome me as a Dolphins fan. We welcome everybody, bro. You know what I mean? And the way you acting real civil, real smart, and intelligent. So we welcome all the intelligent people as well, man. Most definitely. But yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. If y'all can't hit that like button, y'all got that exclusive look, though. This is the first time I even wore this damn hat. So no lie. If y'all want to check out some gear, go hit up Redemption Brand. Appreciate everybody being here. Let's go watch that Raiders game because it's about to start in about 5 minutes, y'all. I'm about to go. You know what I'm finna go do. You feel me? Have me start my party. You know what it is? Yeah. Until next time.